Okay, now we're going to start cooking now. So we have to know how much flour, salt, etc., that we need in order to serve 10 people. So we already know this recipe, original recipe we have at the top of the page, served 4 people. And we already discussed that we're going to have to multiply each one of these by 2.5, or it's easier to multiply by 5 over 2. Okay, so it's, you can skip a step by just multiplying each ingredient by 5 over 2, changes the size from 4 to 10. Okay, so if you look at the top of your page, you'll see how much flour is needed to serve 4. So we're changing it to 10, so how much is it to serve 4? You're right, it's 3/4 cup. You need 3/4 cup to serve 4, but now we want to serve 10. So what are we going to do with that amount? Multiply it by what? You're going to multiply it by 2.5 or 5 over 2. To skip a step in multiplication, you have to change it to improper. So let me go ahead and write 5 over 2. To multiply, it has to be an improper fraction. So when you multiply fractions, you just simply multiply straight across, and you get 15 over 8. Okay. Now you're wondering, okay, how much is that? How much is 15 over 8 for my flour? That doesn't even make sense. How can you measure 15 over 8? Okay, what do you think you're going to do to the 15 and the 8? What are we changing it back to? Right, right. We're going to change it back to improper. So we're going to divide 8 into 15. That changes it into from an improper, I'm sorry, from improper to a mixed number. It's already improper here. So we're changing it to a mixed number. 8 will go into 15. It goes one time, right? So 8 times 1 is 8. So it's 1 whole cup. Now let's see how much is left over. Minus 8 will subtract from 15 how many times? Right, 7. Okay, so what are you dividing by? 8. So that would be your fractional part. Since you're dividing by 8, that's what goes in the bottom. So it will be 1 and 7/8 cup of flour. Okay, now 1 and 7/8 cup, it says in the instruction that you can round if it's appropriate to round the ingredients, okay? So here you have 1 and 7/8. That's the answer. 1 and 7/8. Okay. But when I want you to just put the exact answer, it makes it easier. But if you were to round it, because I want to see the right answer here. If you were to round 1 and 7/8, how much flour would you put in the recipe that serves 10? You're right. You would just go ahead and put 2 cups because 7/8 is just an eighth from a cup, so you can add a little eighth to it. It's harder to measure an eighth. Now, if you have those measuring cups that has an eighth of a cup, which I haven't seen any measuring cups like that, then you can leave it 1 and 7/8. But you could round it, but go ahead and put 1 and 7/8 as your answer. So let's look at, I'm going to do a couple for you, and then you're going to do the rest. Let's look at how much salt. Looks like it was 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Okay, so I'm going to erase this really quick. So we're going to have 1/4 times what? Because it's the salt, 1/4 times, what are we multiplying? How are we changing it? 5 over 2. Now 1 times 5 is 5. 2 times 4 is 8. Just multiply straight across. And the answer would be 5/8. Now you finish.